Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Zach, and today we are talking a little bit about a podcast. There is a podcast now for me, for not necessarily this YouTube channel, but we are going to be podcasting with Zach Talks Tech, and you can go to www.zachtalkstech.com. There's a link in the description here, and what you can find there is going to be somewhat the same as what you find here on this YouTube channel, because I will port over quite a few of the videos that I've already done for this YouTube channel and just make it an MP3, so it's just audio based. And we're also going to change things up with the podcast because it's going to open up the doors for me for new material, for new content, and generally just other things for me to talk about, because I love helping you guys. I love answering all of the questions and getting into the IT field and helping everybody with the IT field and things like that. But I needed to broaden my horizons a little bit and not just limit myself to just IT career questions. So the podcast will just open up the doors for me to venture off outside of that a little bit, to just talk about what's going on in technology, what's new in technology. We'll go over a lot of different news that is happening in technology in the field, what you guys should be aware of, and that's kind of like the premise behind that. I think, like I said, I just want to open up that door and do something new. So if you guys are interested in podcasts, you can go to www.zachtalkstech.com, and that basically just takes you to my Podbean podcast site, whatever. And like I said, right now, I literally just recorded the intro to that, to the podcasting over there, which I should have done that probably before I put any podcasts up. But that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna get things moving over there a little bit. But like I said, I'm gonna put up some old videos that I've done. You'll find a lot of those, the older videos. Turning them into audio. So if you guys aren't familiar with some of the older videos, and you guys do like podcasts, you like downloading that stuff and listening, maybe in the car, while you're working, that'll be a good option for you guys, just to kind of hear some of the old material and old advice that I give, because I get a lot of questions, right? And I've answered these questions before, and maybe I've answered these questions like 2 or 3 years ago, and people just don't want to scroll through like the 500 videos or whatever that I have on YouTube, which I completely understand. I wouldn't want to scroll through that many either, but I try to make the playlists relate to a lot of the questions sometimes, and I need to do a little bit better job of that so everybody can just be a little bit more informed. But yeah, the podcasting should be fun. I've been thinking about doing it for a long time, and I just never pulled the trigger on it. And then when I went down to InfoSec World, I saw a few people and what they were doing with podcasting, and I was like, okay, I guess I definitely need to get on board with this. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to get involved with right now. Just a new little avenue for IT career questions. And I hope to bring on a lot more guests this way, because they don't necessarily have to show their face. They can just talk. So that'll be perfect. And I know one person for sure who would be interested in being on the podcast, and I'm waiting for her to pop in the chat. I don't know if she will. Who knows? We'll find out. She'll probably comment later. But anyway, check the chat real quick on the YouTubes here, because I think I'll be putting this out on a podcast as well. But what's going on, Aaron and Linux to Winix? That's a funny name. Zara, it says, "Hey Zach, I love your videos, buddy. I appreciate that. I really do. That's awesome. I love when people give me feedback. I've had a couple really great comments and messages in the last couple days on people just saying thank you and kind of what I've done for them, and it just blows me away. Like, honestly, truly blows me away. Like, I just can't believe, I've been doing this like 3 years, 2-3 years, whatever it is. I gotta think 2015. So yeah, 2018, 3 years. And it blows me away that like people are coming back. Like, years later, like, hey Zach, I really appreciate your video so much. You've helped me so much. Those type of comments make me doing this completely worth it. Like, that's why I do it. That's why I do this. If I didn't have people commenting and saying, like, you've helped me and thank you, I don't think I'd be able to do this. I don't think I would be able to continue to move forward down this path. But the fact that people come back and say, you've helped me, you changed my life, that is just overwhelming in a lot of ways. Not in a bad way, not overwhelming in a bad way. Just emotionally, it's just crazy. Because as I've said billions and millions and trillions of times probably at this point, I'm here to help people. So if I can help people, my life mission is complete. You know, if that's the legacy that I leave, that I help people in IT related endeavors, mission accomplished. Like, I just love that. Sarah, James, I missed you, but hi Sarah, and hi James. It's going well. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. I always appreciate when you're on. And you say perfect for you, so that means I can get you in on a podcast. We'll do a nice little dial in and record that, and I think that would be awesome. So I think I have your email. I'm not quite sure if I have your email, but we need to hook up outside of YouTube and talk and try to schedule something, because I would seriously love to have you on, especially a podcast for sure, and you know, get your story, get what you're doing. Things like that. I have a whole question list, of course, but yeah, definitely would love to have you on. Aaron, do I recommend working for Geek Squad Apple? Absolutely, 100%. If you can get in there, just do it. It's experience. You know, it's kind of like that entry level experience type of stuff, but I think it's a perfect start for anybody. You know. If that's where you start out at, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Carlox, you just finished your orientation to start as a volunteer in the school district, but I'm really excited for the opportunity, and thanks to you for all your advice. God bless you. You are very welcome, and congratulations on that, on the volunteer stuff in the school district. That's always really good. I think having volunteer work or internship with school districts always kind of looks really good on a resume, for sure. People like to see that. I always like to see that. When I worked for school districts, I had college kids that worked under me, and they helped during the summer. And I'm going to be putting out a video soon. I should actually probably do that within the next couple of days on getting out there, looking for internships, looking for volunteer work, especially in school districts, because summertime is the busiest time for school districts. That's typically when they start their refresh. They're re-imaging computers constantly. You know, maybe they're putting out new technology, they're putting in new servers, software applications, things like that. Summer is just insane. I kind of miss that, but I kind of don't miss that at the same time, because like throughout the year you're always pretty busy working in a school district. It's always a little bit hectic, and then summertime hits and you're just non-stop go. And of course you have to have everything done for the start of the next school year. So it's a lot of work to do in a few month time frame. So yes, but I enjoyed that. Morad, hello, how are you? Binary number, hey Zach from Russia. What's going on, Russia? How are you doing? So anyway, I kind of really touched on what I wanted to talk about, and I'm hoping that I can do another live stream tonight where I can touch on more and actually have like another topic set in place here. But today I just want to kind of touch on the podcast. I want to get this uploaded to the Podbean and get my intro uploaded over there. But basically all I wanted to do was kind of tell you guys, hey, there's a podcast now, and you'll find a lot of new stuff there, and you'll find a lot of the old stuff. I'm going to really start pushing some of the old material that I did, because it's very valuable and people just don't know it exists, forgot about it. Maybe they just need a refresher. And I think that's a great way to get it started. So there'll be a mix of old stuff, new stuff, and completely unique stuff to the podcast. And depending on how I'm feeling, I might just do the podcasts through YouTube, download that file, because you can download your streams and download videos from YouTube, which is awesome, and turn that live stream into a podcast. So I think that would be fun, and we'll probably do that. I think it'll be exciting. So anyway, that's, again, all I wanted to touch on. If you guys have any kind of questions, I'm here for maybe a couple more minutes. But I have all 3 kids with me today. They're on spring break, and of course I have an 8-month-old, so he's always with me. But my 10-year-old and 6-year-old are here at home on spring break, and they're crazy. I always have to keep an eye on them. I always have to pay attention to what they're doing. So I don't get a lot of work done when all 3 of the kids are home. I don't really get a lot of work done when the 8-month-old is at home, but that's okay. I enjoy it. Love being a dad. That's probably the second best thing I enjoy about life is being a father. Even though my kids can be brats sometimes. Yeah, I'm looking at you and you. I'm like, what is he talking about? Now here comes my 6-year-old. Say hi. Don't do that. No, you're not a baby. She's crazy. Definitely crazy. Is your brother up?
No.
Oh. I don't know what that sound was. Anyways. I'm kind of watching here on the video, the playback. It's funny how lagged out it is. But anyway, if there's anybody who's watching this currently or watches this replay, if you guys want to be involved in a podcast, we'll do like a little dial-in, just completely audio based. Hit me up. I will put my email in the chat, and I'll also tell you guys that Zach, Z-A-C-H, at itcareerquestions.com. So if you guys want to be involved, again, in a podcast, talk about tech, there we go. Hit me up. We'll schedule something, and we'll talk tech. We'll talk about what you guys want to talk about. I might even open up that podcast stuff to more of like a one-on-one AMA sometimes. You know, if there's somebody who really has a lot of questions and needs help, maybe we can I can get them convinced to do like an AMA via podcast, just so I could kind of show people what's going on, what I'm doing, trying to help people. And yeah, I don't know, that's kind of all I really had, other than learning Python right now, thanks to these guys right here, IT Pro TV, itpro.tv. Going through a Python course, which is really, really awesome. And I talked about this the other day, but I think it's seriously probably the easiest language I've ever seen and ever tried to learn. You know, back in the day, I learned HTML. I picked up a book in 1999, and some of you guys probably weren't even born in 1999. But I was 15 years old. 15 years old in 1999. 15. And the internet was new, you know. It wasn't necessarily new, but it just really was becoming more and more popular back in the late 90s. And people were doing websites. Friends that I knew had like little websites and stuff, like on Angel Fire and things like that. And it was really, really cool. And I was like, man, I could do this. So I picked up a book called HTML for Dummies. That was literally the book that got me started. And I gave that to my friend Joe Tito, I think. Maybe he still has that. Maybe he doesn't. If he does still have that, I want that back. I really do want that back. If not, I'm going to have to buy that book from 1999, because that is like that's a treasure to me, because that's what started my entire career in general. learning HTML, doing websites. From there, like learning PHP, which was not very fun. That's a language that I wouldn't recommend to anybody, really. And it was not the best one to learn. I didn't really understand it too much, but I knew enough to get around it and do some things. Also kind of learned a little bit of Cold Fusion, which that is so old. Nobody probably knows what that is. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting messages from the wife. I'm trying to look at what she's saying. My bad. Anyway, from there, like, people just assumed, like, Zach, you do websites and stuff, and that's computer related. You know how to fix computers. You know everything about computers. Like, not necessarily, but I can try to help you. And literally, like a year into just doing websites, so in like 2000 or something, 2001, a couple years maybe, people just started coming to me like, Zach, fix my computer. Zach, help me with my computer. And that's what started the IT part of everything. That's what started the actual tech interests for me, because I found that as I was helping people with their computer issues, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the troubleshooting. I enjoyed the fact that I didn't really know necessarily what I was doing, but I had to figure it out. That was fun. That was definitely intriguing. And Google didn't exist to the extent that it does today, so that was no help back then. And there was no YouTube. Definitely no YouTube back then, so I couldn't like YouTube a video on what to do. So it was a whole new world back then. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that from that, like, I'm still in this field. I'm still, talking about it, and just getting involved in general. So anyway, I kind of went on a little tirade there, but yeah, learn now. 18, 19 years later, here I am trying to learn a different language, because in the midst of all that, like, I was not interested in programming. It was not fun to me. When I learned HTML, I did everything from Notepad. So I literally wrote out entire websites, coded entire websites from Notepad. That was intense, I think Dreamweaver was just coming out around that time, a little bit, maybe a year after I started getting involved in it, possibly. Dreamweaver's been out for a long time. But there wasn't necessarily a WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get type of program like Dreamweaver. So I got burnt out on coding websites, developing websites via Notepad, and trying to learn PHP, trying to learn Cold Fusion. Just wasn't intrigued with them. Just couldn't get the hang of it, didn't like it. So I completely gave up on coding, learning to program, learning development, because it just was not for me. So now here I am again, it's 2018, and I'm like, all right, I need to learn Python. It looks legit. It looks really easy. So far it is. So far I just can't believe like how intuitive it really is. And the course on IT Pro TV with Daniel Lowry and Justin Dennison. Yeah, Justin Dennison. Those two, do a great job of presenting it, and that's why I talk about it. They're not paying me to say this right now, so I can say that. They're definitely not paying me to take the course. They're not paying me to talk about the course, to talk about IT Pro TV. I just thoroughly enjoy the content, so it makes it really easy to learn it. And I've been doing it for the last week or so now, and like I said, so far so good. Going between Windows and the Mac, and it's same thing, same great stuff. So anyway, yeah, Python's fun. I enjoy it. James, oh wait, hang on. Linux to Winix. I just love that name, by the way. Says that they need to learn Python. I think Python's a great language because it's so interactive with different operating systems and everything that you can do with it. Oh, hang on, real quick. All right, sorry about that. Had to ask the kids for some help. Yeah, Python, great language to start learning. And then Linux Twinix said you had a website on Angelfire and GeoCities. So that's, yeah, Angelfire is in GeoCities. Angelfire. Oh my goodness, they're so loud. They, I used both of those, and I think there was another one I used to use also. I can't remember the name of that site. There's another web hosting service much like that.
Here comes the baby.
You? You're the baby?
No, Maverick.
This baby?
Yeah. This sticky little baby.
What's up, IT baby? Thank you. What's going on, buddy?
Come with us.
He probably does.
Want to come here?
No, he's gonna chill. No,
He wants to come.
he's chilling. Hi. You say hi to YouTube. Say, what's up, YouTube? This is the future of technology right here. This little guy. James says, I'm doing Python right now. I have 2 Python magazines from Barnes & Noble that starts from beginner to advanced. Worth getting if you have Barnes & Noble in your area. It's in the magazine section. Yeah, what magazines are those? I'm actually looking to get a Python book. And I kind of haven't researched that all that much. I think I spent like 5 minutes the other day, and then I didn't read all the reviews that I wanted to. But I want to pick up a book, have something that I can recommend to people also. Carlox purchased the Mike Myers CompTIA A+ book, but after a year I lost your subscription. Now I don't have access to practice with the simulations and the videos. Any recommendations? I recommend IT Pro TV. I mean, there's IT Pro TV. Also Skillsoft. Definitely could recommend Skillsoft as well, because, you know, each platform is different, and you might like one over the other. So you can check out IT Pro TV, and you can check out Skillsoft. And I think they both have free trials, so you could trial it out and see which platform you enjoy the most for your learning style. And I guess there's Test Out too. I've never used Test Out, so I cannot comment on Test Out. You see that zombie running? Isn't that crazy?
Want to come here, Papa?
Why are you taking him? Don't take him away.
I'm taking him away.
Kevin M., you think I could get a job with an associate's degree? Absolutely, 100%. Shouldn't be a problem, bro. At Linux Twinix, Coding for Beginners, the Python Manual, and Python Blue Color Magazine, published by UK. Awesome. Thank you, James, for letting us know, giving us that feedback there. So anyway, I am going to end this stream, and like I said, hopefully later tonight I can do another one, see how things go. But I need to get with the kids here and make sure that they're behaving. Because like I said, they're nuts. They're crazy. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. If you are interested in the podcast, check it out in the description, ZachTalksTech.com. And you do have to put the www. So www.ZachTalksTech.com. Or on Podbean, I think it's talkteceveryday.podbean.com. Let's see. I'm going to answer this one last question from Chris Robinson. Chris Robinson says, hey, love your videos. Hey, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Question is about Active Directory. With someone new to it, how long does it take to get a basic grasp of it? Talked to one of the guys at work, and he said about 1 month. It's going to vary from person to person. Everybody has a different learning curve, so it's hard to say. Active Directory isn't too insanely crazy hard, but there's a bit to it. There's a lot to it. So creating accounts and things like that, fairly easy. And then getting into group memberships and things like that, and how all that stuff works and how that's all tied together, that's a different story. You know, there's a lot of things that are tied into Active Directory that sometimes people don't realize. And so learning just Active Directory, it's like, well, you could just learn Active Directory, but it's also good to know what else is tied to it. You know, like I said, group permissions, file permissions, GPO, that's group policy. Group policy is definitely its own beast in its own. Sorry. So yeah, just saying like it's going to take you a month to learn Active Directory. I mean, you could literally have a month into it and learn the fundamentals, basics. Like I said, creating accounts, resetting passwords, and things like that. But again, there's group memberships and file permissions and all that fun stuff involved also, and group policy, of course. So it's hard to say. Really, really hard to say. I don't know how your company utilizes Active Directory and what capacity it's being used. Every business that I've worked at has utilized Active Directory somewhat different from one another on how things are managed. So you have to always keep that in mind, that, you know, if you go to a new business, the way that they handle their Active Directory and groups and permissions and policies and things like that, it's going to be completely different from your last job. That's one huge thing you guys have to know and understand. And James says that he has a Python book for me. It says give him 2 minutes to find it. But yeah, that's all I got today. And Chris, I hope that kind of answers your question. It's just gonna vary, man. It's just gonna really depend. So that's all I got for you guys. So check out the podcast, ZachTalksTech.com. It's www.ZachTalkstech.com, or check out the link in the description, because that'd be much easier. Just click on that link. Head First Learn to Code by Eric Freeman, published by O'Reilly, copyright 2018. It's great, interactive, and helps you learn and write down examples in order to get a better idea. So I'll check out that Python book as soon as I get off the stream here. So again, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you guys check out the podcast and stick around for more, because it's going to be fun times. And hopefully later tonight, like I said, we'll do a live stream. But that really depends on how these kids are. They're terrors. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Keep learning, keep doing great things, and we will see you next time.